So I think last year has been a very, very important year which tested the resilience as well as the agility of the organization to respond to a change situation. We started the first quarter with a huge geopolitical problem in our neighborhood, and that resulted in a massive freeze of for training activity, and that led us into a very negative quarter. We had very big plans for the year because we had made some substantial investments in generative AI and AI in learning, where we believe we have a pole position in the industry, and we were very eagerly looking forward to. However, given that, I think the resilience with which the organization responded and bounced back was visible in our quarter two results. And then in quarter three, again, headwinds came and strong headwinds came. And then again, we had a muted performance, not necessarily very strong that we would have liked to. And therefore, the idea was, how do we become agnostic of the environment and ride the AI wave, which is helping us grow well. And given our strong position and the investments that we made, I think that is what has played out. So if you look at this quarter, both our enterprise as well as consumer, technology as well as BFSI, all four have grown. So that's a very strong positive, because BFSI so far was constrained because of the headwinds in that sector, BFSI plus plus, and Indian enterprises are now beginning to show signs of spending on generative AI. Technology was strong and has become stronger, again led by generative AI. If our dependence was on their hiring, then we would have been in a different situation. But we had already pivoted ourselves to transformative programs, as well as enabling organizations to get ready for the AI era, if I may use the word, and therefore large number of advanced reskilling programs, which came to our benefit. So I think in both technology and BFSI, on one hand, enterprise and consumer on the other hand, I think we saw very, very strong, decent growth. BFSI, of course, was recovering from a negative, so it had the lowest growth, but that still positive growth, which was very, very relevant. The second issue was our investments in generative AI, and the use cases we created actually created value for our customers. So the previous year, people were doing pilots in AI, but this year, I think we saw that we were able to demonstrate value for them through outcomes. And that will help us as we go forward. So we are closing the year with a very strong order book and order intake, which has helped us in being in a better situation than we were last year, same time. So I forgot to mention that we added a new big jewel in our portfolio, and that was the acquisition we did in the beginning of the year, which is a company called IMNEO. That is serving the universities and corporate segments, and that company has done exceptionally well. So we obviously want to build on that momentum, and that's again very strong AI-led SaaS engine, which helps people get the best out of whatever software or whatever package they are learning. And that has been offered in the universities and has really helped the universities produce better graduates. On the other hand, the similar software is used by corporates in skilling and reskilling their workforce. So generative AI will remain a very strong push for us. We used a lot of AI in efficiency. Now we are using AI to create outcomes and stronger use cases for our customers. That I think will be a growth. I have a feeling the enterprise growth, because enterprise is very hungry, enterprise and university segments will both grow in a positive direction. Having said that, we have to look at the economic headwinds. We have to look at the geopolitical uncertainty which exists at this point of time, and we have to consider that. Now, am I a crystal ball gazer that I can actually tell you how the year will pan out? Very difficult. In normal course of circumstances, one would have done that. I can say that in this quarter, we are looking at a double-digit growth, and that's also the fact that we are halfway through the quarter. So there is a confidence which is coming from what we have seen. We have a strong order book. We have a very strong presence with our customers. The customers that we are addressing are GSIs and GCCs on one hand, large banks and large enterprises on the other. I think there are sectors which are opening up like EV. They need some specialized skills. We've been working in that area for last few years. I think it's time for us to start making a stronger move in that and demonstrate some results. Of course, these things take longer to scale, but the fact is that the engine starts cranking, then you can look forward to a good output. So that's how I would like to say. So there are two forces at work. One is the whole enthusiasm, excitement about AI, and the second is to curtail costs. Now, those who understand that to curtail costs, if you invest in AI, you will actually be able to do that. Those people will move. Those people who don't want to do anything new would perhaps hold. So at this point of time, the Asian crisis, frankly, has not hurt us in our numbers because our growth and intake has been very strong. Going forward, as people's spending pressures will increase, we've already heard murmurs of inflationary pressures which are coming up through oil prices and all that. One will have to see how it plays out. The real story is AI can improve efficiency so dramatically that it can perhaps make up for some of the lost revenue or lost profit because of higher spending. So we are hoping that the AI story will continue to play and will be a little ahead of the global headwinds otherwise.